everyone, it's Lainey. Welcome back and welcome if you're new. I recently went to Target because we have moved to a city and I found some really cute things. One being these mesh bags. So I bought one for myself and one for my husband. So we're going to start with these today. So I'm going to go ahead and work on Michael's. Let's move this aside and sorry for that noise. Bring in my weeding tool. I'm using a lot of Teckwrap today, this being one. And quite thick. I thought this one was a color changing one, but it wasn't. So, which I didn't want it to be for, you know, a bag. But if you are new to the channel, I live tiny and I travel full time with my husband. We live in a toy hauler fifth wheel, so that's what I'm saying. I'm moved to a city because now we are no longer in the small town of, the small town we were in was in Wyoming, and now we are in Colorado. So I have so much more options. And yeah, the second day we were here, I went to Target, Hobby Lobby, and Michael's. And I had a blast just having the opportunity to go to stores other than Walmart. All right, so I have this weeded out and I'm bringing in my scraps to make sure. And I don't really, this is one bigger sheet. It's Cricut. If I can get it apart. We'll go ahead and use this. And let's trim it down to size. Oh my goodness. One thing that I bought from Hobby Lobby that I am so loving are these scissors, and they're the non-stick. So now I can, for my cards, I can cut my adhesive with just, it's flawless. So simple. Like before, I was basically ruining my other scissors, and it was just a pain in the butt. So I'm so happy that I got those. That pair, it was $11.99 for both of those because they were 40% off. And that's a good brand as well. So I think that they will last me quite a while. So I'm going to bring in my scraper tool, and I prefer to burnish on the front and the back. It just makes sense to me to really, if you're going to burnish at all, I really think you should just at least do it on the back so it can help, you know, help the vinyl stick to the transfer tape. But personal preference. All right, so I'm going to move this aside real quick and bring in my bag, and I need to prep this with alcohol. And I store my alcohol in a pump bottle. I purchased it from Amazon in a 3-pack, and I really love the pump because the spray can kind of get everywhere, and this is more controlled. So that's why I prefer the pump. Alrighty, so let's just kind of let that dry for a second and bring in our design. Perfect. Okay. Trying to visually center this, and I have to pay attention to my posture and how I'm sitting because I tend to sit crooked. And I think it's because of the shape of my desk. My desk is an L-shaped, and then I have a file cabinet underneath this part. So when I'm trying to get up, like as close to my work surface as I can, like my chair shifts to kind of fit. And yeah, so I have to really pay attention to how I'm sitting. Okay, I think that is a good placement. Let's bring in our scraper tool again. And just staying on that transfer tape, just because I don't want to snag anything. Okay. And Just gonna remove this transfer tape kind of slow to monitor everything. It really laid down great. Just gonna go over it with my finger. And there you have craft number 1. And what I'm going to do is just set this to the side on my glass mat and put it back on its backer. But let's go ahead and actually cut the tag off so we don't give that to Michael. And yeah, there's craft number 1. I love it. And again, this is Teckwrap. I will link everything down below if it is still available. But a lot of my products are new, so there shouldn't be a problem. Okay, all right, craft number 1. Really like it. Let's go ahead and work on mine. And we'll go ahead and clean this surface. Set it to the side. And now I have this, I believe it's holographic vinyl. And this was from Rachel from Daily Creations. A couple months ago, we decided to do a collaboration video and we sent each other vinyl and then we had to create with it. And she sent me a pack of holographic and I am using it again. If you didn't catch that collab, I will link some videos down below for you guys if you want to watch a little more today. All right. Weeding out the centers, and I always say centers. Completely different spelling. I found this in Design Space. I typed in stuff under images, and then I came across this, and it had, so it says random stuff, and it said underneath things that I really, really need, or something very similar to that. So I ungrouped it to remove the bottom portion, and that is how I came up with just the random stuff. Oh, and for the first craft for my husband, the monogram, I just used the monogram option in Design Space for his. All right, bringing in transfer tape again, and I think this is going to work. Yes, perfect. I really need to get some of these scraps used because it's really full. Okay. Holding it up so I can kind of trim it down to size. I had a little extra of that backer. Okay. Let's pick up our transfer tape. And this is a roll from Amazon. I found it on sale, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago. I've been using it quite a bit, and I've actually, my husband really likes it too. He likes to work with vinyl crafts, and we are actually working on the outside of our RV and replacing some of the decals because they get sun damage, and it's just not looking good. So he ordered a bunch of really good vinyl, and I'm cutting it out and replacing the vinyl decals. And we've used so much of this transfer tape, and it has worked so good with the thicker outdoor vinyl that he ordered. It's like a top of the line vinyl, because there's different grades for vehicles and outdoor things because of it needs to last a long time and have that UV protection and be thicker, all that jazz. So okay, so we already cleaned off our bag, and let me make sure it's straight. Seems to be. Man, I am so happy the vinyl is sticking to this material. Using the same brand, but 2 different types of adhesive vinyls, and they both worked great, as you can see. And I love the font. I love the metallic. I am really happy that I purchased both of these, one for me and one for my husband. My husband's going to use his for work, so that's why I put his monogram on it. And obviously this is going to be used for, or in my craft space. So there we have craft number 2, and you can kind of see that metallic. So fun. So fun. Just look at these. I am obsessed with something so simple. These bags were $1, again, from Target Dollar Spot, the bullseye section, and things are priced at $1, $3, and $5. This would make a great Father's Day gift. Back to school is going to be here before you know it, and kids going off to college. These are great for back to school and for the college kiddos, even for new drivers. You know, put some important documents in this and have your kids store it in their vehicle. Just so many things that you can do with this bag because it's quite sturdy, and then you can obviously dress it up with vinyl. Absolutely love simple crafts like this, but have multiple purposes. So another purchase from the Target bullseye section. It's this frame for $3, and I really loved the frame detail, the braid, and then the paper that came with it. You can do so many different things with this. You can change the paper seasonally and keep your same little message on there. But I just really love it. Everything in my craft space is white, and I really just liked this kind of pale pink. I usually go for more of a magenta, but the softness of this is just going to work really well in my space. So it's got some kind of, I think that might be like glue adhesive. That's why I took this apart, because I kind of wanted to see. I'm not sure if you can pick that up on camera, but easy, so simple just to use vinyl or other patterned paper and replace it as you see fit. But let's go ahead and clean the surface, and then we will get to weeding. I'm going to use this glitter adhesive vinyl from Teckwrap. I have it in gold, and I've used the gold before on my channel, and it cuts and weeds so easy. As you can see, like, love this stuff. First time using the silver, but it works the exact same as the gold, as it should, and I just really like it. So it says, I just want to create beautiful things, and I typed in create under the images in design space and found this, and I loved it. I loved the mixture of fonts, and then I loved the little accents around create and the little heart details here. So I'm going to bring in that Cricut transfer tape that I used for the first craft. And I typically like to use Teckwrap transfer tape with Teckwrap vinyl. They really work the best together. But I have all these scraps that I'm really just trying to get through. So I haven't had a problem yet. For the first 2 crafts, everything worked out nice. So let's hope that this third go around here is the same. Okay. Let me do a little bit of burnishing on the back real fast. Yeah, I may have to go a little slow here because we used this transfer tape once already. It's not doing too bad, but, let's see. Having a little bit of issues with those little accent pieces, and I definitely want to keep those. So let me just add a little pressure in this area and see if that helps. Okay. Nothing is left on that carrier sheet, so good deal. And I sized this 3 by 3 inches. Perfect. And I originally was going to do white, and then this was like right in front of me. And I was like, why am I going to use white? I have this, and this will be a nice contrast. And I haven't used it yet, so this is a win. I love this silver. Okay. How cute. Let's see. I just want to create beautiful things. I absolutely love this, and it's going to look perfect in my space. All right, craft number 3. Let's go ahead and work on an iron-on. I'm going to use my mini press. I'm going to put it on medium and let this start heating up. And I used Cricut Smart iron-on for this in white. And I've used this design before as well with infusible ink for a Christmas gift. And it's in Design Space, and it has the full alphabet and numbers with this same kind of detail at the bottom, and I really like it. So using it again. All right, so, the mini press just chimed. It is ready for us, and I'm just gonna bring in my lint roller and go over this area real quick. And it is just a mess right now. Okay, so that is now fresh with a new sheet. It just became a mess real quick. I usually don't have that problem, or I've never had that problem with that lint roller. I don't know what was going on. Let's go ahead and remove the tag. And this was $3 from the Target Bullseye section. And what it is just a little pack that you can contain to your cup. So real quick, I'll show you. I'll bring in my cup here. And this is not a Stanley, but it is very, very close to it. And this is kind of what the size that it's intended for. And it just goes on with the Velcro like that. And then I've got the pocket, and it's got a zipper pouch here. And then it's got this front pocket as well. And the front pocket can fit my phone if I am not wearing leggings that have the phone pocket. But this is great for the gym. I can put my keys in here and take this with me. So that is why I purchased this little guy. And now we're going to customize it. Just making sure that I'm placing it in the spot that I visually like. And I think that that is going to work out nicely. So coming in on medium heat for probably about 20 seconds. And I'm just going to monitor this because I'm not sure of this material, and I didn't look up anything on the Cricut heat guide. But typically medium heat is the standard for so many iron-on crafts with this mini press. Okay, so now I'm going to turn it over on my glass mat and press it down. And I am doing this to help it cool down faster, but I'm also pressing it down because I find with the Smart iron-on, the carrier sheet will start to try to lift up during the heating process. And I just want to make sure that that iron-on is really adhering to the fabric. So that's why I am pressing it down. Okay. And that is now cooled down. And it adhered perfectly. It does have a little crinkle on the top of the L, but I think that that's, I mean, it's not noticeable. And there we have it. How cute. And like I said, you can find that in Design Space. They have every letter of the alphabet. Okay, for this next craft, I am going to be crafting a wooden birdhouse from the Spring Shop section at Hobby Lobby. And it's got this nice chain, and this is the front, and this is a nice part of the birdhouse. You can pick up the roof and look inside. So really nice design. And I'm going to go ahead and prep this wood surface with alcohol before I start weeding. And I've done this on my channel before in one of my fall videos. And I really like just adding a little personalization to the birdhouse. I used to paint them, but I'm really liking the change and using permanent vinyl. All right, so we're only going to apply vinyl to the roof here. So as that dries, I'm going to start weeding. So moving that aside. And this is a matte green from Teckwrap. And I found this floral piece in Design Space as well. And I just cut it out twice, sized it accordingly, and then cut it out. So I originally was going to make this birdhouse for my friend who is a new homeowner, and I made a couple of videos, Craft With Me videos, a couple of months ago for her. She really likes Ray Dunn style, so it's definitely Ray Dunn inspired. But I decided that I'm going to give this to my grandma instead because, well, in East Texas, where I'm from Tyler, and they've had lots of rain and heavy winds, tornadoes, and all of that. And she had a huge tree fall in her backyard. And her backyard is just a mess, well, obviously. So I thought that I would just make this for her and mail it to her so she can put this on her front porch and have something pretty to look at and bring some of the birdies to her front porch because her backyard is going to be a mess for a significant amount of time. And that poor tree, healthy as can be, I didn't ask her, but I need to. I was wondering if she had any baby squirrels that she found because so many squirrels, and she loves to watch the squirrels too. It's just really, really sad. Such a nice, healthy tree. Okay, so I'm on my second design here. This was time consuming for sure. Like the little joint on my finger is actually kind of hurting from having to weed these two designs out, but I really like how they look, and I know that my grandma's going to think it's very pretty. So, real fast, let me trim off this piece so that doesn't transfer over to the transfer tape, and hold it up closer to the lens so you can see all the details. And just type in floral and Design Space, and so many options will appear. Okay, I already have my transfer tape sized, and I hope I do not regret, once again, not using my Teckwrap transfer tape. I just, like I said, I'm just trying to use all of the random pieces that I have. Okay, so really going to focus on burnishing on both sides so I can help this vinyl adhere to that transfer tape. So what I'm having to do is just, you know, move slow, and then when there's a piece that's not adhering, you know, bend the backer and really help it just get stuck down to the transfer tape. All right, so bringing back in the wooden birdhouse, straighten up the roof here. And now I'm realizing that the design is crooked, but that's okay. All right, so which direction? I think it will look better like this. And I sized it so it would fit across the entire wood roof. But there is a little part of the vinyl here that is by the hole. It's not too bad, but I was trying to make sure that I didn't have too much of that loop of the greenery on the whole of the wood, if that makes any sense to you guys. And we did prep our surface, and this is a natural wood, so it should really adhere, but sometimes wood is a little tricky, and vinyl and wood just sometimes don't play well together. So I am really just trying to make sure that I apply quite a bit of pressure here. And it's doing a wonderful job. And this is going to be so soft, but it is beautiful. And it's got lots of residue on it, but it's still quite sticky. I'm going to attempt to reuse it. Okay. And that's what we have so far. How pretty is that? Okay, so what I'm going to do is start from this bottom corner here. I was originally trying to start up here, but that was not sticking too well. So just start from another end. And stick that one back down. Kind of pulled that little loop a little bit. And that is the gift for my grandma. How pretty. Like I said, it's pretty soft and subtle, but it is so, so nice. I just love this kind of style. And you know, you could take this even further and, you know, have details around the hole or the peg, and say like welcome. I'm not sure if I'm going to end up doing that, but now that I'm looking at it, I think that that would be a cute addition. But this is what we have as of today, and I would love to know what you think. All right, we have one more craft. Another wooden piece from Hobby Lobby, and I need to prep the surface real quick. Okay, let that dry and weed this design. This is going to be for my friend Indira. Okay, gotta move slow here because there's some dots that I do not want to lose. But this is Teckwrap Matte White. This is my absolute favorite. I love using the matte. Okay, and I'm looking it over. Everything seemed to have weeded out nicely. I wanted to look everything over before I crinkled this up, because if something was left, I would want to try to salvage it. But if you crinkle all your vinyl up, it's going to be really hard to get anything from this piece. So now just working on weeding the remaining pieces here. And it says, "This is us, our life, our story, our home." And I don't know what I was looking under when I found this, but I'm sure you could just type in "this is us" and options like this would be available. And then I've got some really fine pieces within this little floral design here. So I'm going to take my pen tool from Teckwrap. I really like this pen tool for intricate weeding. It is very helpful. So I'm just going to remove the centers of the leaves, and then we'll get it transferred over. If you're not familiar with a pen tool, I hope you can see that little pin. It is a fine, fine little needle. So that's why I like to use this for little bitty pieces, because obviously this is a lot thinner than the weeding tool. All right, so going to bring in my Teckwrap transfer tape for this because none of my scraps are going to work. And this is the black grid transfer tape, which I really like the grids, especially for the transfer tape, because it helps me cut straighter lines, right? Because I am the world's worst at getting things straight and aligned, and my goodness, you put a pair of scissors in my hand, I'm getting something crooked. Okay. Or an X-Acto knife. Like, it's just, I'm not straight. Just can't do it. I just keep practicing and hoping for the best. Like I stated in the beginning, just be sure to check the description box. And I will link videos, other videos as well, some that I mentioned. And if you would like to follow me on Instagram, I have my Crafted by Lucas Instagram listed, as well as my personal Instagram. The AC just cut on. It's getting kind of warm. Let's see. I feel like it is more to the left, but I don't know. Nope, it's not going to be able to be saved. Crud. Okay, so if this is just a dud, I'll just have to remove it and redo it. I didn't mean to have it really stuck down. I kind of wanted to lay it down and visually look and then be able to pick it back up, but it just really wanted to stick to the wood, so. Okay, let's see. No, I think it looks good. Really do. Okay, I did find an additional piece that I did not weed out. So let's get that removed. Oh. Okay. And I'm going to press it down with my fingers. Oh, but as I was saying, my personal Instagram as well, which is Lainey Lucas, the Nomadic Housewife. I have been recording. I've mentioned it before. I have another channel coming very soon. I've been recording and editing content. I want to have a lot done before I really launch the channel so I can be ahead. Since we travel so much, it's really hard for me to get ahead, especially with having 2 channels. But nevertheless, check the description box. And this is the last craft. Alrighty, let me clean up and then I'll bring in all the crafts so you can see them one last time, and then we will call it a day. Alright, so this is what we worked on today. If you liked today's craft with me, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps my channel. But we have Hobby Lobby and Target crafts, lots of Teckwrap vinyl. I hope this was inspiring to you. And I really love today's lineup. And definitely go get one of these frames from Target. You can do so many different things with them. And they actually have, I believe, 3 different frames to choose from. So I just want to create beautiful things. Honestly, I think my favorite craft is this. And I think it's just the color combination of the zipper and this fluorescent, it's not fluorescent, what did I say, metallic earlier? I don't know. But I really like this vinyl on this bag. Love it. All right, and the last craft for my grandma, I love this, and you can always seal it if you would like, just depending on where you're going to put the birdhouse, or if you're gifting it, I would probably seal it. I know exactly where this is going to go, so it's going to be fine because it's going to be under a patio. It's going to be protected from majority of the weather. But yeah, definitely look at birdhouses differently from, you know, the traditional painting the birdhouse. You can apply vinyl to it and it's not going to hurt the birds. The birds are going to leave it alone. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next craft with me. Or card, actually. I'll just see you in the next video. Okay, bye guys.